Reading for Wildlife. Written and illustrated by Zella, a project by Zella and friends. An elephant for breakfast.
Chapter 11. The Empty House. Yoo-hoo! Mother called into the dark, empty house. Anybody at home? Number 52 Paradise Road appeared deserted. She put the basket on the kitchen table. As she lit the candle, there were gentle steps behind her. There was Uncle Cosmo. In the dim candlelight, Mother thought he looked like a haunted man. She gave him a hug and said, "Oh, Cosmo, are you okay?" "Better than can be expected, I suppose. But you run a great risk bringing me this basket of food, although I do appreciate it. Thank you." "Don't be silly," said Mother. "It wasn't a problem. I only had to cross the road and walk down the street a little way." Uncle Cosmo whispered, "I think I'm being followed. If I'm right, these are very dangerous men. I left Africa in such a hurry, a gun being pointed at me. I have never been more frightened in my life. I was in my car and about to leave work for the day. I was saying goodbye to my secretary, Doris, when to my surprise she gave me a brown envelope. She was explaining that she had booked an open ticket to London and made a travel pack with cash, passports and an itinerary. She warned me that I was in grave danger. She was in the middle of saying that she had overheard two men talking when she was interrupted. A gunman seemed to appear out of nowhere, and then another was running from the direction of the factory. She screamed and then yelled, "Drive!" So I drove to the airport and arrived just in time to catch a plane for London. I was lucky, but I am worried about Doris. I don't know if it was the right thing to run. Perhaps I should have stayed. Uncle Cosmo paused and seemed to reflect on his actions. Then he continued, "When I arrived here, I tried to ring her, and she seemed okay, but then the line was cut off before we could speak properly. I think her awful uncle might have arrived, Sir Reginald Ashurst. I find him pompous, but he redeems himself by being entirely devoted to Doris. I will try her again later, when he is not around. I've heard of these things happening in Kenya, but I never thought they would happen to me, and in my own factory." Mother said, "Do you think that they want the ivory?" "Ivory?" he shouted with surprise. Then he added in a low voice, "What ivory do you mean, Alicia?" "The ivory tusks hidden in the chocolate bars you sent," said Mother. "What do you mean?" asked Uncle Cosmo. Mother explained, "When the children first opened your chest, no one could work out what it was. Then Lucky helped us guess that it was the most whopping chocolate bars ever." "Yes, they were an incredible size," smiled Uncle Cosmo. "I wanted to send them the biggest chocolate bars in the world." "Yes, they were a marvel," said Mother. "But there was something else in the chocolate. At first, we all thought it was an exotic nut. But as we chopped into it, the nut grew bigger. Once we had carved off a large quantity of chocolate, we found a white tusk in the middle of it." "But I sent only chocolate. I sell cocoa and coffee," said Uncle Cosmo, appalled. "I don't sell ivory." "I know," said Mother. "Who could have done this?" asked Uncle Cosmo, almost to himself. Then he seemed to answer his own question. "I just don't know." He looked at Mother and asked, "And why would anyone do it?" "Well, I think we both know why," said Mother. "There's a lot of money in ivory." "Yes," agreed Uncle Cosmo. "I have heard such rumors." "Perhaps it would be someone in your factory," asked Mother. "Who made the chocolate bars for you?" "In my factory? But I know them like a family. We all work hard. I don't think it could be anyone in my factory." "It must be hard to believe," said Mother, "but someone in your factory must know how this ivory was hidden in the chocolate." Uncle Cosmo looked upset. Mother put her arm around his shoulder and continued, "We are all just glad you're safe and well. Are you sure you don't want to come to our house? We could make you much more comfortable." "Alicia, that's very kind, but I am safer here, and you're safer if I'm here. Whoever did this is very determined. But at least now I know what they were after." "Yes," said Mother, remembering. "We've had a visit from two men who claimed to be policemen, but they gave the children a card, and it had your number on it." Uncle Cosmo's eyebrows flew upwards with surprise. "The factory number? And what did they look like?" Where are they now? They left and walked down the street in this direction. I don't know what they looked like. Only the children were at home, said Mother. Uncle Cosmo looked ashen. I thought I would be followed, but I didn't know they were so close. If only I knew what they looked like. Elisa, please don't call the police just yet. I would like a little time to try and figure out who is behind this. If I don't work it out first, I fear that many people could be unfairly implicated. Justice can be very rough sometimes in Kenya. It's not necessarily the person who is holding the gun who is directing the action. Oh dear, she said, concerned. Hopefully we can solve this together. Sleep well, Cosmo. We'll come and see you in the morning. Mother gave him another hug and left. As she walked down the garden path, she stepped carefully over the trailing brambles, but she did not see the two men watching her from the shadows beyond the path.
Here is how you can help. Share the story. Adopt an animal. Visit when you can. Educate yourself. Donate to a conservation charity. To find out more about Reading for Wildlife, visit zellahunter.com or at Lady Zella Books, or follow the Reading for Wildlife YouTube channel.